If you have read John Steinbeck's The Pearl, you'll remember the scenes that were set aside were very often done through musical scores, the Song of the Pearl, etc., etc. I was thinking about The Way We Were, that wonderful movie, and the songs, because this is exactly the way we were. The cores, our 4 general arts, and by the way, some of you may not realize, our general arts, each of our students were able to have each of these courses for a quarter. So there was a rather regular rotation. In addition, phys ed, foreign language in the 7th grade and 8th, and reading comprehension in the 6th. So this was kind of, and this is exactly what we projected with a 3-year self-assessment study that we did a few years ago. So the way we were. Then there's this year, and I thought of Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly, playing in the background. And our core subjects are definitely intact. There's no question about that. Grade 6, no international cultures. And just something about international cultures, that was a course that was probably the most popular course in the school. It was a course that introduced foreign language. It was a course that introduced culture. I'm getting to that, which is my favorite part. The cooking, because at the end of a cultural unit, they would embrace a culinary delight from that culture. And in 8th grade, we would have literally cook-offs, Iron Chef's cook-offs, where groups of kids would put together. It was a wonderful, wonderful program. It's gone. And since there's no international cultures, guess what? And we have about 87 kids all together that end up in A block. They go to a study. Keep in mind, there are 4 rotations. We've just eliminated 2. So sometime this school year, your youngster is going to sit A block, if you're a 6th grader, A block and B block, and get a double study. That's the reality of what's happened. It's absolutely tragic. Might be good for getting some homework done and making life a little simpler at home, but it's really not the kind of quality education we're trying to promote. Grade 7, no international cultures. They could rotate 3 this year, missing 1. Grade 8, no international cultures and no music. So what happened with all this? Well, with the budget cuts, we were forced to share. We cut music, a full teacher, and because we cut a teacher, we now borrow 2 teachers, one from the high school and one from the hood school. We cut PE, and we lent that person to the high school. Now I have 1 PE teacher who is now in charge of 648 students here. And by the way, that's a male who is still here. The female went to the high school. So who's checking the girls' locker room? I have 2 general paras who rotate. They go in the first 10 minutes of the block, all 7 blocks a day. They're in there the first 10 minutes, and they are there the last 10 minutes. Not exactly quality education. We lent an art teacher to the high school, and in the process, we left 233 6th graders that received no art this year. And we also lent the art teacher to the batch. Now, what's interesting is on Wednesdays, we have no general arts because no one is here. They're shared and gone someplace else. So the only thing that would have been left, if we had a full day, there's 3 blocks left, 3 studies apiece. That's just unconscionable. You just cannot do that. So that half day that we have, that reduction of 2 hours, actually saves the kids. Imagine coming in here and being on a day where you have 2 studies and then you finish up with 3 at the end of the day. It's just bizarre. Just bizarre. No band or chorus. By the time we get to the old band and the chorus, I'm thinking of the song, "The Old Gray Mare Ain't What She Used to Be." And no concerts. concerts, no assemblies. I made a decision this year. This is not the Dick Hodges show when it comes to assemblies. We have always had our band play. We have always had our chorus sing. We have always had our kids read their essays. We have always had the kids participate in that whole assembly. Same thing for our holiday assembly here this year. The faculty did not do our traditional 12 days of Christmas. We usually sing that out with the kids. We did not have any band or chorus holiday expressions. It was gone. The high school was very gracious, sent their kids up. Our kids had none of that at all. The other problem for us, and this is kind of a scheduling issue, we have to freeze our schedule. If you look at A, B, C, D, E, F, maybe that doesn't sound like a big deal, but for a middle school kid and for staff as well, it's nice to come in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the next day start with B, C, D, E, F, and change up as the week goes on, so that your son and daughter's favorite class or less favorite class is not at the same time every day. There's a flow to it. That flow has stopped here because of this. We have to freeze. All of this, what's left, we've got study halls all over the place.